Today we have another chapter from the Power of Awareness. Today's chapter is chapter 25, Faith. A miracle is the name given by those who have no faith to the works of faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The very reason for the law of assumption is contained in this quotation. There was not a deep-seated awareness that which you hoped for had substance as was possible of attainment. It would be impossible to assume the consciousness of being or having it. It is the fact that creation is finished and everything exists that stirs you to hope, and hope in turn implies expectation. Without expectation of success, it would be impossible to use consciously the law of assumption. Evidence is a sign of actuality. Thus, this quotation means that faith is the awareness of the reality of that which you assume. What is he saying here? And why is it so important? What he's saying here is that before anything, there's faith. Before you ever do anything, you have faith that you can do it. Once you have faith that you can do something, that is the first step. Everything must be created twice. Before you can hold something in your hand, you must visualize it in your mind. And using this principle, using this idea, we can actively change what we see. We can actively change what we accept of ourselves. We can actively change the person who we are. If you don't like who you are today, if you don't like your level of success today, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because you choose who you want to be. You can assume a different state of consciousness. You can assume a different state of yourself. You could project yourself into the world differently, and I'm telling you, people will begin to treat you differently. It is almost like magic how quickly people just pick up on these things. Consequently, it is obvious that a lack of faith means disbelief in the existence of that which you desire, inasmuch as that which you experience is the faithful reproduction of your state of consciousness. Lack of faith will mean perpetual failure in any conscious use of the law of assumption. Lack of faith will be failure in any state of consciousness. What he's saying here is, faith, to me, faith, put very simply, is the belief in something without proof. The belief in something without any reason, without any logic. I don't know why it's true, but it's true. It's that conviction, and when you hold strong in your faith carries you to everything that you can ask for. Think of some of the greatest works of art. Like, if that isn't divinely inspired, I don't know what is. Is the Mona Lisa something that's just a work of man, or is it something that is a work of God? When you listen to people talk about their religious convictions, is that something that is, clearly just a delusion, or is it something deeper? Does it connect them? Does it tie them to some force in the universe that will allow them to get through whatever they want? I mean, you can look into Viktor Frankl in the concentration camps. I think he was at Auschwitz and Dachau, and this guy, in spite of everything around him, in spite of everything, just being horrific, in spite of working and freezing and seeing men around him die, he still had hope. He still had faith that he could survive. He still had faith that one day he would see, a life of freedom. He would see a life of something else. In all ages of history, faith has played a major role. It permeates all the great religions of the world. It is woven all through mythology, and yet today it is almost universally misunderstood. Contrary to popular opinion, the efficacy of faith is not due to the work of any outside agency. It is from first to last an activity of your own consciousness. The Bible is full of many statements about faith, the true meaning of which few are aware. Here are some typical examples. Unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the world preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. In this quote, the us and the them make clear that all of us hear the gospel. Gospel means good news. Very obviously, good news for you would be that you had attained your desire. This is always being preached to you by your infinite self. To hear that what you desire does exist and you need only to accept it in consciousness is good news. Not mixing faith means to deny the reality of that which you desire. Hence, there is no profit attainment possible. What he's saying here is everything you want is open to you. It's just a matter of accepting yourself to be that person. Before you can be a millionaire, you must think like a millionaire. Before you can be successful, you must believe that you're capable of being successful. The first step is thinking from the end. The first step is thinking like somebody who has already done it. When you create an image and a picture so vivid in your mind that your mind doesn't know the difference between that and reality, then you have virtually done it in your mind. You have virtually done it in your consciousness, and now you have that experience. Now that's something you can pull from. Now you're going to start thinking like someone that's done it. Now you're going to start acting like someone that's done it. You already have the experience without having done it already. You're telling me this isn't magic. You're telling me this isn't something that if you embrace, if it's something that you work on, and if it's something that you get better at day after day, will not carry you to wherever you want to be. I mean, I think you're crazy if you say otherwise, but O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? The meaning of faithless has been made clear. Perverse means turn the wrong way. In other words, the consciousness of not being what you want to be. To be faithless, that is, to disbelieve in the reality of that which you assume is to be perverse. How long shall I be with you? Means that the fulfillment of your desire is predicated upon your change to the right state of consciousness. It is just as though that which you desire is telling you that it will not be yours until you turn from being faithless and perverse to righteousness. As already stated, righteousness is the consciousness of already being that which you wish to be. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Egypt means darkness, belief in many gods, causes. The king symbolizes the power of outside conditions or circumstances. He is your concept of yourself as already being what you want to be. Enduring as seeing him who is invisible means persisting in the assumption that your desire is already filled. Thus this quotation means that by persisting in the assumption that you are already the person you want to be, rise above all doubt, fear, and belief in the power of outside conditions or circumstances, and your world inevitably conforms to your assumption. The dictionary definitions of faith: the assent of the mind or understanding to the truth, unwavering adherence to principle, are so pertinent that they might well have been written with the law of assumption in mind. Faith does not question, faith knows. Okay, before I end this video, I want to talk about why this is important, why what we just read, why what we just went over is so significant. And this goes back to an earlier chapter in the book. It's the idea of becoming who you want to be and not doubting it. This is the idea that, when you're forcing something, when you're trying to make something be true, when you're trying to tell yourself that I am rich, I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that, it immediately, conflicts with your senses. It immediately begins to, you see every external stimulus around you that is telling you the opposite, and you just want to give in. You just want to say, this isn't true, this isn't possible, this isn't something that I can do. But it's only when we reject the senses, it's only when we believe in something beyond ourselves, it's only when we accept the possibility that there's something greater than us, and that really is the fundamental driver of any sort of success, any sort of fulfillment, any sort of achievement, is the belief that things can get better. The belief that no matter how hard your circumstances are right now, you can work your way out of it. And a strong sense of faith is a strong sense that whatever you're going through right now is to make you stronger. Whatever you're going through right now is to teach you the lesson so that when you're at the mountaintop, it all means something, it all matters. And to persist in this state of the wish fulfilled and have faith in this state and believe in it until it comes true is the real significant part here, because you've been told X amount of things in your life. You've been told you can't do this, you've been told you can't do that. You've been told you're not talented enough, not smart enough, not good looking enough, not athletic enough. I don't know what it is in your life that you're struggling with. I don't know what it is in your life that you want. But whatever it is, you've probably been told you're not good enough. The truth is, you can continue to listen to this, or you can continue to tell yourself something different. And when you start telling yourself something different, it might not stick right away. It might not solidify into fact. It might take years of you working on your self-image. It might be years of you telling yourself that you're something different than what the world sees. But if you persist in this idea, if you have faith that one day you can overcome all the stimulus that has ever gone into your head and ever told you you're not good enough, then you will succeed. It's this persistence and this constant belief and this belief that things will always get better that will drive you to whatever you want to be. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I think we have one more chapter left of this book. I think I'm going to go through the Law and the Promise next. Maybe I'll find another one that I like more, but I think these principles are too valuable to stop going through, so we're going to continue going through more Neville Goddard books, more Neville Goddard chapters. We might read some more text. We might pick out certain quotes that really signify with me, or Even I might summarize some of his key beliefs, some of his key ideas. I think that might be something that is useful as well. But yeah, with that said, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. We'll catch you in the next one.